Sorry, but you're stupid. And women are getting hurt. Women are being raped and murdered by these people. And you don't feel bad about that? You're protecting the illegals, not the women. What do they call it? Suicidal empathy. It's ridiculous. Hey everybody, it's Kim. This is Forever Fierce Over 50 Unhinged. Yeah, so there's a lot of crap going on. And I just really, I saw this video this morning and I just had to talk about it. So let's get into it.
Everything they told you about the Minneapolis car ramming was a lie. First, they told you the agent was never hit.
The ICE agent walked away with a hip injury that he might as well have gotten from closing a refrigerator door with his hips. He was not injured. I've seen worse injuries from doing that. And so
tell me, are they supposed to wait until they get killed before they do something? Sorry, they can't do that. And at first, when I very first saw that, I thought it was the officer on the side of the car that shot. That wasn't the case. There was an officer in front of the car. And the only reason he was in front of the car is because she was backing up. So he approached the car from the front. Then she threw it in forward and gunned it. And I didn't realize until I saw another view that she actually hit him. And so my point is with this video, and you'll see throughout, women today have gone batshit crazy. What's happened? What's happened to you women? I'm embarrassed for you and for women in general. Let's continue.
give me a break. No, he was not ran over. He walked out of there with a hop in his step.
And they said this was just a mom stuck in traffic.
It's horrifying to watch. And to think about this 37-year-old woman drops her kid off at school, not involved in protest activity or anything, seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
They also said she was a legal observer.
She died trying to be a legal assistant to legal observer to look out for the interests of.
They'll literally just make up any bullshit. Bullshit.
The most vulnerable members of our community. And she leaves behind a lot of people who love and admire her.
None of this is true. New video from the ICE agent that was rammed was just released, proving he was hit. The woman was there to block the op, and she wasn't a lawyer. Watch.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your.
And she's smiling, laughing, thinks it's funny. Doesn't get very funny for very long.
Thanks. I'm not mad at you. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen.
And I don't know about your experience, but my experience with these militant lesbians, oh my God, some of the most violent people. Now, I'm straight, but I know a few people that have gotten sucked into that world. These are violent people.
You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
See that?
Now, we don't know whether this woman intended to hit the agent with the car or was peeling off, but she accelerated right towards him.
It doesn't matter if she intended to hit him or not, because if the police say stop, if they're reaching for your car door, if they're telling you to get out of the car, you need to get out of the car. They've got their guns drawn. What do you think is going to happen? If you're that stupid, I just, Ooh, okay.
Billy looks justified. But we wish the officer hadn't been in front of the car. It appears he fired his weapon as he was getting clipped. The woman, on foot, calling the agent fat, was the driver's lesbian partner. And they didn't just make a wrong turn and get stuck in the snow. They'd been stalking the ICE officers all day, interfering with their raids. Video shows the car was blocking traffic for 4 minutes, refusing to leave and not complying with orders. And she waited until the agent was in front of the car and the other agent was grabbing onto the door handle before she accelerated, while the partner screams, "Drive, baby, drive." Fox's DHS sources confirmed today that Renee Good was a trained member of ICE Watch. It's a coalition of activists whose mission it is to make ICE's job as difficult as possible. Here's a flyer from ICE Watch that directs people to block the kidnappers' cars and for white witnesses to put their bodies in front of the person that's being kidnapped.
Okay, so tell me something, women. Why are we doing this against our own best interest? ICE is trying to remove people who are not legal to be here, who are sucking off the taxpayer dollar. We found out all that fraud that's going on with immigrants. I don't care if they have legal or illegal status. If they are committing fraud, they need to go. But if you're illegal, you need to go. That's democracy. I'm so sick of these people saying, "Oh, we're fighting for democracy." No, you're fighting against democracy because guess what, baby? We had an election. This is what the people voted for. And now it's happening and you're fighting against it. So you're fighting against democracy. Sorry, but you're stupid. And women are getting hurt. Women are being raped and murdered by these people. And you don't feel bad about that? You're protecting the illegals, not the women. What do they call it? Suicidal empathy. It's ridiculous.
See what's going on here? This is an intelligently designed stagecraft. A fellow ICE watcher called Renee an anti-ICE warrior. Now, every vigilante in Minneapolis wants to come out and play.
If I continually see you following us, interfering with us, honking your horn,
Another woman.
blocking our cars, you have a very high probability of making a really bad decision and being arrested today.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice around here.
Just so you know, if we continue to have you follow us, okay, have fun. Don't make a bad decision today.
These women think it's a game. They could just lay down wheels in the middle of traffic. They can tailgate federal agents, box them in, and alert eagles of impending searches. Our own Matt Finn was doing an ICE ride along in Minneapolis when they got chased down. Watch.
Okay, so in the distance is a blue Rivian, an electric truck. It's been trailing us now for miles. What are you guys going to do?
If that individual does anything that would indicate that they're going to impede our federal law enforcement operation, we're going to stop. We're going to give them a warning. And then from there, they will be arrested.
That SUV is also trailing you and beeping at you right now.
That is correct.
These warriors,
They need to be
mostly women,
more rough with these people. They need to arrest them and throw them in jail. They need to sit in jail for a significant enough time to discourage them from doing it. They're doing it because they've been getting away with this shit for years and it needs to stop.
have nothing better to do in the middle of the day on a weekday than to drive around and block immigration cops from doing their jobs. Jobs they were hired to do because people voted for it. Here's how it works. They look for tinted out windows, out-of-state plates, and then they shoot out coordinates on encrypted apps with hundreds of members so that ICE warriors can hit the streets and swarm agents. One of them told a Minneapolis paper they'd rather spend a night in jail than see a neighbor locked up for months or be deported. Let's be honest. These activists don't even know these illegals. They don't know their names, where they live. A lot of them have issues and are looking for attention.
I think they don't actually care about the immigrants. They care about causing a ruckus. This is just like back in the old days, before my time, back in the 60s when people were out there protesting. They were doing it to do it, for something to do. These women have nothing better to do with their time. They're not taking care of their kids. They're not setting up their household, making sure that they're providing for their future. They're out there doing this. This is stupid. This is stupid. And I cannot believe that I'm going to say this, but this actually came out of my mouth this morning talking to my husband. I am beginning to agree that it might not have been the best idea to give women the vote. And not because I think I would vote contrary to my best interest, because I wouldn't. But we are emotional creatures. We are. And these women are voting with their emotions instead of with their minds and what makes logical sense. This is ridiculous and it needs to stop.
They're going after ICE agents in street clothes now. One report says a gaggle of women followed ICE agents who weren't even in uniform into a restaurant and hassled them, screamed at them so loudly the guys had to leave without breakfast. Patriotic men in uniform are getting run out of diners in America. But MS-13 can sit down and order huevos rancheros. No bueno. One woman spit a loogie at an agent. Enough's enough. Here comes the cuffs.
Look at this cow.
Walk her back. Step back. She hit a vehicle.
Stop touching me. Stop touching me. You put yourself in that position and you're going to tell them stop touching me like a child. You hit me first. Stop touching me. She's hitting me. Oh, come on. Grow the heck up. Maybe spend your time better looking for a good diet or getting some exercise and eating healthy because you need it.
There's a term for this. It's called suicidal activism. Remember suicide by cop? People are so dangerous, they dare officers to shoot them.
You want to shoot me? Go ahead. Look at that broad's eyes. Shoot me. Go ahead. Wait till it happens, baby. Then you won't be crying, shoot me. This is nuts. That woman was crazy. She looks crazy because she is crazy. What has happened to women? There are very few ladies anymore. I just don't. We got to find our way back. This is crazy.
This is what's going on now. A lot of these women want to be victims, and the Democrat politicians have no problem pushing these women into the front lines. Human shields for the party machine. Remember what the base said this summer? There needs to be blood to grab the attention of the public and the press. They're taking it seriously. Hips isn't telling his people to be safe.
Some are even being told they need to be more willing to go out there and get shot when fighting. That was a direct quote, get shot when fighting back against some of Trump.
They hate Trump so bad that they're asking people to get shot for it. The Democrats don't care about you. They don't care. They care about their power, and they're using you as cannon fodder. Wake up and smell the coffee because you guys are crazy.
Policies. How do you respond to that, Leader Jeffries?
Well, we are in a more is more environment in terms of.
I'm sorry, but this guy is stupid. What do they call him? Timu Obama? Because, yeah. And he's not a leader. They're calling him Leader Jeffries. Yeah, he's technically the leader. Now, I can stand Nancy Pelosi, but she was actually a leader. She actually held everybody in check and held them in line and did, it was crazy. She ruled with an iron fist. This guy, he's a joke.
On the American way of life.
Democrats are now saying that ICE just a bunch of trigger-happy killers.
But the truth is that every single person in the United States of America, U.S. citizens, white, black, brown, whoever you are, you have to worry now that an ICE agent is going to come and
I'm not worried that an ICE agent is going to come and shoot at me. You want to know why? Because I'm not out there trying to hit them with my car. I'm not out there trying to hurt them, trying to distract them, trying to make their job harder. I'm not doing that. That's why I'm not worried. They could be across the street with their guns drawn. They ain't going to shoot at me because I'm not out there trying to hurt them. So that googly-eyed bitch can just shut up.
Kill you.
They're saying all illegals aren't criminals, but all ICE agents are. The Maryland dad gets due process. This ICE agent gets none. They're saying put your body on the line because ICE is going to shoot you in cold blood in your car.
The message from this administration is clear. Only they determine the truth. And when their forces come to your city, obey or die. And if you die, you clearly didn't obey.
That's a late night comedy.
Yeah, if you die, you didn't obey. Hello? The bitch rammed the guy with a car. You're going to get shot if you do that. I'm not going to get shot because I'm not doing that. And if you don't do that, you're not going to get shot either.
The former governor of Minnesota, Jesse the Body Ventura, no relation, just declared war on the federal government. Watch.
We have leadership now that has destroyed the Constitution. They don't follow it. They could care less about it.
You're wrong, because actually they are following the Constitution. It is in the Constitution to remove illegal aliens. Sorry.
Wrong. I took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I view after January 6th, the Republican Party is a domestic enemy to our Constitution.
Jeez.
Why are the Democrats starting a civil war over foreigners? A civil war over foreigners?
Because they're crazy.
I'm confused. Have you ever seen these people fight so hard for Americans? I've never seen it. People who put on a badge and uniform and swear an oath to obey the Constitution every day, they're the enemy. The agents protecting the country from gangs and drugs, they're the ones being called Nazis and being hit with cars. Tim Walz just called Minneapolis the new Gettysburg, and they're drafting women to fight.
I quit my job for this, and I've been having flare-ups and stuff, so it's like I can barely, and I have a panic attack.
She quit her job. So someone's
She quit her job. She was going to do that anyway, because she's having flare-ups and stuff. But she's a fighter. Yeah.
Protest.
Shame! Shame! Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
I'm getting paid right now.
Vance, yesterday.
Did you catch that?
Renee
I'm
Good
getting paid right now. Yeah.
Vast left-wing network. We've documented how these people are trained, paid, and organized.
There was a woman screaming, shame, 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 shame. She was a agitator, probably a paid agitator, but in my opinion, she was an agitator, a very high-level agitator, so professional. She wouldn't stop screaming. I said, this isn't a normal situation. This is a professional troublemaker.
These are the same people torching Teslas, chanting Free Palestine at BLM riots, doesn't matter. They just want to stick it to the man and cause some heat in the streets because something's not right upstairs and they hate their country. Even after Trump was shot, almost killed twice, MSNBC is still calling him a dictator.
Once
Militant
you have
lesbian.
3.5% of a population protesting nonviolently against a dictator or an authoritarian, that is essentially an unstoppable force that they can't oppose.
What happens to dictators? They get killed, arrested, toppled. You think that's what Mata is asking for? Does she want Trump to get Maduro'd or Gaddafi'd?
But they wanted, they're protesting to set Maduro free and give him back to the Venezuelan people. The Venezuelan people are overjoyed that Maduro has been taken out. They're overjoyed that America is in there. We should have done this a long time ago. And was it for the oil? Yeah, probably. Was it for a lot of different reasons, actually? Yeah, because actually, when you look at that whole situation in Venezuela, that was like the linchpin. That pissed China off. It pissed Russia off because they need that Venezuelan oil to do the horrible things that they want to do. And they're pissed. So, sorry. Move over, Greenland. We're coming.
First step, light the city on fire.
When the city burned, after George Floyd, all of a sudden there were some charges. So for those who are on the media talking about, don't burn it down, don't set it on fire, let me tell you this, we need justice and we need it now.
Morons.
Once the cities start burning, they can repeat the Summer of Love, where they scare the country into DEI and defund the police. It's the same MO. Senator Chris Murphy, the same guy who told us he's at war with President Trump, says Democrats' next step is to defund ICE. So if the Democrats win the midterms, ICE is going broke.
I agree that we need congressional restraint to limit or address decisively the lawlessness that the Department of Homeland Security has unleashed on the American people.
Democrats can't win an election or win in court, so they're forcing women to get hurt. So cities burn to drive Republican numbers
You
down
see, women?
with chaos.
Cannon fodder. That's all you are.
So they can swoop into power on a pile of ash and bone and doge Homeland Security.
Do you think ICE should be abolished?
We have to absolutely start over with this agency. And frankly, Kristi Noem and leadership of ICE should be dragged in front of Congress.
Do you know why they want to get rid of ICE? Why they want to start over? Why they're so upset about this? Because it's actually working. I say give them more money.
Let's be clear, how they are acting right now is unconstitutional. So should we throw out this current model of ICE? Absolutely, yes.
So we finally found the one thing Democrats want doged. We're going to keep the money for sex changes in Guatemala, but we're going to strip it from ICE. So now that we understand the strategy, we have to realize the left's tactics, they're only going to get more aggressive. They're going to drive more cars into ICE. They're going to throw their bodies into ICE cars. They're going to spit, kick, hit. It's going to look like a UFC fight. It's going to look like Demolition Derby. Suicide by ICE. That's what you're going to start seeing. So they can frame the federal government as a murderous dictatorship and then take any means necessary to end it. The Trump administration has to be vigilant about all ongoing ICE operations. They need to start setting up perimeters around entire blocks, boosting manpower, providing backup for the safety of the ICE officers and the agitators. Because these guys want blood. That's what they've said.
Just to be really clear, if you want to protest, protest. You're allowed to protest in this country. You're allowed to freely and safely protest. You are not allowed to impede officers. So protest from the side of the road, Be safe, yell, scream, carry your signs, but don't throw stuff at officers. Don't hit officers. Don't use your car as a weapon. Don't be a moron.
Want a civil war. They've said that. Can't give it to them. So be calm, be professional, but be very strong and very aggressive when conducting operations. Make an example out of people. Arrest people for obstruction. Conduct surveillance. Make sure everyone has body cameras. Don't let them interfere with the mission. Mass deportations. That's what you voted for. And that's how you save the country.
That's right. Damn right.
Click here to
All right. What do you think? Do you think that the way we vote in this country, or who's allowed to vote, maybe should be revisited? I don't know. That was a gut reaction. There are plenty of women in this country that do have their heads on straight that should be allowed to vote. But some of these crazy people, maybe it should be more like you should have a sanity test before you're allowed to vote. You darn sure should have an ID. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Yeah, this is a point of view of a tail end of a boomer. So I'm at the very end of the boomer generation. So, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.